Jennifer, you're coming off a historic year, as you and I have discussed. All 5 U.S. presidents were female, and you know, we've had female presidents in other countries as well. What stands out for you in this past year as your service as president sort of winds down?
Well, clearly having all 5 U.S. organizations headed by women was really fun, and we got to do a webcast together, which was very well responded to by both women and men, which was great, and hopefully we encourage some future leaders. And honestly, for me, one of the most exciting things was our first in-person board meeting. After 2 years of not being in person, the extra energy we get by all being together in the room was just so fun. And similarly, finally getting together at our first big meetings. Again, the energy of bringing people together, that's definitely memorable after we've been without. Diversity, equity, and inclusion mean a lot to both of us, and we've had a lot of chats about this, but if you were going to give a short answer about what it means to you or how you describe that, what would you say?
I tell people DEI is not something that stands alone, because it permeates all the other 5 challenges that we have in the long-term growth strategy.
And if we don't have a pipeline, and if we aren't growing actuaries who are from diverse backgrounds, have diversity of thought, then we aren't really supplying what employers need.
That's right.
Where do you see the SOA board being able to support our membership going forward?
Perhaps the single biggest concern I have is something that you talked about earlier, and something that I have written publicly about, is the pipeline and the diversity in the pipeline. And so in terms of what I think the SOA can do, I actually think that this should be a goal for all of the 5 organizations. I feel like if we can solve this problem of underrepresented minorities, it's going to take a long time. That's one huge thing that the SOA can do, and you talked about it. Employers want diversity of all forms, and so if we can solve that problem, that's probably one big thing that we could do.
We talk about our strategic plan and our long-term growth strategy, but the challenge is to imagine the SOA 20 years in the future, and what might it look like, or what are some of our challenges to get there? Have you thought about that? It's a big question.
One of the big things that has come out of the long-term growth strategy is this idea of societal purpose. Mm-hmm. This I find is new, and I think it's being driven by the youngest generation of actors, because they're asking the question, not necessarily how much money can I make for me, how much money can I make for my company. They want to know, what good does an actuary bring to society? What good do we bring to the world?